Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of GIS Answers. Today we'll be looking at Virginia in the southwest portion of the state. We'll be studying the Bigfoot sightings in this area. Now we had this recommendation from Leonard Ackers, a subscriber. He asked if we would do this, so Leonard, I hope you enjoy this, and anybody else who's interested in other parts of the United States or Canada, just post down in one of the videos down below and subscribe to the channel and like the video, and we'll try and get you on the list. So we're looking at, I've changed things up a little bit here. Previously I had the imagery on, and the Bigfoot markers were in yellow. But I've changed the base map to like a world topographic map, and we have the U.S. states in it's like a red color, a thick red color, salmon color, and then we have the U.S. counties in a lot thinner, more faded color, and obviously the more detail, more you zoom in, the more detail you got. We still have the national parks and the state and regional, county and local parks and national and state forests on in the green. But I just changed this up just so we can have a bit of reference, like so we can see where water courses are, and rivers and lakes, and see if there's any correlation between Bigfoot sightings and water courses or water sources. So, category A listed Bigfoot sightings would be visual sightings of Bigfoot, and B would be any supporting evidence, such as vocalizations, wood knocks, structures, footprints, smells, anything to support any evidence that would support there being a Bigfoot or Sasquatch. So we're going to focus in on the southwest portion of Virginia. This might be in several parts, this video, so just if this is the first part, look for the second part or the third part. So, and we'll be flipping back and forth between the Bigfoot Research Organization website, the bfro.net website that has more detail on these sightings. So we're going to zoom in, and this looks like Craig County is a sighting. It says, August 1979, family gathering interrupted by an 8-foot-tall visitor at the kitchen window. Wow. Sounds like a good party. August 1979 in Craig County. Craig County. Doesn't look like there's any there. Doesn't match up, unfortunately. Okay, here's some in Mountain Lake, northeast wilderness area. August 1990, hairy creature seen watching a college party on Butte Mountain. There's one in Roanoke County, Class A. April 2002, night sighting on the edge of Salem, within a few miles of Roanoke River. So there you can see there's a water source, just outside of Roanoke. But in Roanoke County, let's have a look, see what that is. April 2002, Roanoke. I am relaying this story for my brother since I have access to the net and he does not. But I will relate the story to you just as he told it to me with his permission. My name is blanked out. I am 35 years old and I live in Salem, Virginia, in Roanoke County. My brother, who actually had the sighting on April 4th of this year, is 8 years younger. I have several rental properties in this area. My brother is a repair handyman. One particular rental property is vacant, and it happens to be directly in front of his house that I live in now. On Thursday, April 4th, 2002, my brother was painting the interior of his house. I work second shift and usually get home around 11:30 each night. At 11:30, I noticed that my brother was still working on the house, so I stopped to see how things were going. He was visibly shaken, so I asked him if anything was wrong. He then told me at approximately 10:45 that night he took a break and went out to the front yard to smoke a cigarette. He heard a dog barking in the backwoods about 100 yards away. A short time later, my dog became extremely agitated, barking and growling. He was startled because he had never known my dog to behave in this manner. He then heard something large crashing through the trees, and what he saw he just couldn't believe. He said he saw a very large creature traveling at a high rate of speed and making a very loud guttural grunting noise, running much faster than a human could possibly run. He said he got a very good look at it before it crossed the road and went out of sight. Its arms were swinging down by its sides. He said it was very broad and very tall, but he could not tell me just how tall it was. He said it was very hairy and described the hair as long and curly like a sheepdog. He said that it appeared to be a silver gray color. All reports of Bigfoot sightings I have ever read, however, seem to say they are brown or black in color. My brother said that he would be glad to speak to anyone who might be interested in hearing his story firsthand. This is also not the first sighting in this area that I have heard about. I also have a good friend of mine who tells me that he saw a Bigfoot while out scouting for deer in Oronto, Virginia, Montgomery County. According to my GPS, it is 9 miles away from here as the crow flies. I can honestly say that I absolutely believe my brother's story and my friends as well. Thank you very much for your great work, and I look forward to hearing from you. So, yeah, a good story there. Roanoke County. Let's flip back to the map. So here's the this Roanoke City, and you're looking at let's see how far that is out of town. Yeah, 5 miles out of town. So if we zoom in, let's see what kind of detail we get. So there's even another some more water courses that flow into this river, the Roanoke River. So if I turn the world hillshade mapping on, you can see that looks like it's fairly hilly in this area. Looks like, yeah, it looks like it could be a valley here. Okay, so let's move on to another one. Let's move over to Rocky Mount. And looks like there's a Class A sighting over here. December 2004. Hunter has a daylight encounter at Gill Creek. So Franklin County. December 2004. I was riding my ATV on the family farm going down an old washed out road which you can't drive fast on. As I started down the road, looking down the road, then looking down the road, something caught my eye about 100 to 200 yards down this road. The sun was to my left, shining across the road to the right. As I looked down this narrow road, there was a reflection of light coming off the fur of something that I had never seen before. It was tall and massive. For that split second I saw it. The way the sun's reflection came off this thing, it almost looked silver. But being a hunter, I hunt this land all the time, there isn't anything silver in color. And that the sun coming off the back of a black turkey can look silver. So that's what caught my eye. This animal went back in the woods, back to the right. I worked my way down to where I thought I saw it. I turned my ATV off and smoked a cig, listening for anything, and about 5 minutes had passed and I heard something big running away in my direction, breaking trees and limbs. It was way louder than a deer running through the thickets. I could hear this for about 1 to 2 seconds, and then it went quiet again. If I had to guess how far away it was, I would say about 50 to 60 yards away from me. Hunting season end for general firearms 10 days before this, so the deer are still alert. Then it seemed like a couple of minutes later I heard 2 big bangs, like someone hitting a stick against a tree or log. Then the hair on my back, the back of my neck stood up. Then there was a snorting of the deer that came from the thicket to the right. When a deer snorts, from my experience in the woods during the day, they see you and snort once as they go out of sight. But there must have been 4 to 5 white-tailed deer, white-tail in there, all of them snorting and stomping around, and they were real loud. The deer did this for about what seemed to be more than a minute. Then I heard them take off running, and that's when I decided it was time for me to leave too. I went home and told my wife about what just happened, and she couldn't believe it and was surprised at what I told her, and asked if it was a bear. I told her I never saw a bear in the woods, and it seemed way too big to be a black bear. So the next day, Wednesday the 22nd, I wasn't going to go back that day. I took the camera in there where I heard this animal and took pictures of what I believed to be footprints and some hair that was left on a tree limb, 5.5 feet off the ground. Wow, very good. No other witnesses. About 3 p.m. on a sunny, clear day, about 54 degrees. It was an old washed-out road with thick pines on the right of the road and the left of the road. Very good. Well, so, a visual sighting and then some wood knocks and then animals, deer being maybe hunted. So very good stories. Hopefully you like these too, and we'll do a few more on Virginia. And please subscribe to the channel and like the video, and we'll see you again. Thanks.